I do want to actually start by thanking Prime Minister Harper for his 9.5 years of service as Prime Minister for this country and the work he did in working with all the provinces to help us through the largest recession since the Great Depression, and that made a gigantic difference in our ability to look after people in the last several years. So I do want to start by offering my respects to Prime Minister Harper, who I know has made a decision not to continue.
How do you think things will go between your government and a Liberal majority government?
Well, you know, you look at the agenda we've been working on in Manitoba, growing the economy with good jobs and infrastructure, our policy, the federal policy. You look at our concern about making sure we have health care and good home care and services to people. That's also one of their agenda items. You look at our interest in making sure we have reconciliation and support for Indigenous people. We've been working on that. They want to work on that. You look at our interest in making sure we have more newcomers come to Manitoba, including refugees. They want to do that as well. So I think we are going to find we have a lot in common. We'd like to see them have a fuller commitment on universally accessible childcare. That is a big issue in this province for working families and middle-class families, and we'd like to see more progress on that. They've also shown some interest in pension reform. The first thing that we've always advocated is that people should be eligible for the old age security at 65. They have said they are going to do that. I think that will offer a lot of comfort to people that are close to retirement and future generations, and then we can work on the Canada Pension Plan together as well.
What about the missing and murdered Indigenous?
Well, we do, as you know, that's a big priority. All the provinces have said they want to move forward on that inquiry with a focus on making a real difference in the lives of people that are in highly vulnerable situations, young Indigenous women generally. We want to make sure that we can get to the root of that problem and turn that around and prevent it. And the new Prime Minister Trudeau has said he wants to work with us on those issues, as well as with all the First Nations, Indigenous, Métis and Inuit organizations in this country.
Seven out of 8 of the Winnipeg ridings going to the Liberals. Are you concerned what that means for the provincial political picture?
If I was Brian Pallister, the leader of the opposition, I'd be extremely nervous about that. The Conservatives were wiped out in the city of Winnipeg, and we're seeing that the Liberals provincially are trying to cut into Brian Pallister's territory with their privatization agenda. So I would be very nervous if I was the leader of the opposition.
The NDP didn't do very well in Winnipeg either.
Well, they actually did. We gained a seat, Dan Blakey, which is a great...
We lost some seats.
We lost one, of course. We know that, and we retained our seat in the north. So we actually broke even. But Winnipeg is now a wasteland for the Conservatives.
But it traditionally doesn't bode well for your party with a strong Liberal brand. Are you worried about the provincial Liberals?
You never take anybody for granted. You never take anything for granted. Our approach is to continue to work on the priorities that Manitobans have put in front of us to make sure we're on their side for jobs for young people, growing the economy, looking after people in the healthcare system, reconciliation, supporting newcomers. All of those priorities are important.